In a world dominated by perfect ideals of love and marriage, where the happily ever after seems to come wrapped in flawless packaging, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage breaks away from the cliché. This spin-off show, which explores the lives of two seemingly ordinary women navigating the complexities of their first marriage, is a refreshing take on the unpredictable, messy, and beautifully flawed nature of human relationships. The show dares to challenge the notion that love must always be idealized, instead focusing on the authentic struggles, growth, and moments of joy that come with being imperfect people who choose to commit to each other. It's a story for the less than perfect, a narrative that feels real, relatable, and above all human. From the very first episode, Georgie and Mandy's relationship defies expectations. They are not portrayed as the quintessential romantic leads, full of grand gestures and passion-filled proclamations. Instead, they are two women in their early 30s who met at a time when both were questioning the traditional trajectories of life. Georgie, an aspiring artist, has always struggled with the pressure of needing to make it in a world that celebrates commercial success over creative freedom. Her partner, Mandy, is a pragmatic woman, working as a graphic designer while also juggling the emotional roller coaster of managing her own family dynamics. Their personalities may seem at odds with each other at first, Georgie's free-spiritedness versus Mandy's grounded nature, but this contrast is exactly what fuels the intrigue of their marriage. They complement one another in the best and sometimes the worst ways. The show doesn't shy away from depicting the imperfections that come with any partnership, and that's where its brilliance lies. There's no glossy veneer, no emphasis on the dream. Instead, we see two women who are figuring out how to make their first marriage work in the face of challenges that are both common and uniquely their own. As the episodes unfold, we watch Georgie and Mandy navigate the labyrinth of misunderstandings, miscommunications, and moments of self-doubt that so often accompany a partnership built on deep, genuine love, but also shaped by the insecurities that come with it. One of the key themes in the show is how marriage, even for the best of us, isn't always the smooth, idyllic ride we might expect. It isn't always about compromise or resolution. Sometimes it's about learning to live with the messiness and realizing that neither party will ever be perfect. Marriage is a partnership between two imperfect people, and accepting that imperfection is in itself a form of love. Georgie and Mandy don't have it all figured out. They fight, they laugh, they cry, and they sometimes make mistakes. But in the end, they keep choosing each other. They embrace the flawed nature of their connection, and in doing so, offer a sense of authenticity that viewers can't help but appreciate. What sets Georgie and Mandy's first marriage apart from other shows is its honest portrayal of everyday issues faced by couples that don't fit the mold of perfection. For example, one episode tackles the struggle of managing career and relationship priorities. Georgie's pursuit of her art becomes an all-consuming passion that causes tension between the couple. Mandy, while supportive, also feels neglected and misunderstood. Instead of resolving the issue in a neat and tidy manner, the show explores the gray areas of this dilemma. Both women grapple with questions of how much they are willing to sacrifice in order to sustain the relationship while also pursuing their individual dreams. It's messy, it's complicated, but it's incredibly real. Similarly, the show isn't afraid to delve into the complexities of family dynamics. Mandy's family, particularly her mother, has always been a source of stress. They have a complicated, often strained relationship, and Mandy's attempts to balance her loyalty to her family and her commitment to Georgie form the backdrop for several emotional scenes throughout the series. Georgie, on the other hand, comes from a completely different family structure, one that's less conventional but equally demanding in its own way. The series doesn't treat these challenges lightly. It portrays them with sensitivity and depth, showing the emotional toll they take on both women. Through all these ups and downs, one of the most compelling aspects of the show is how Georgie and Mandy's relationship evolves. Love isn't static, nor is it always easy. Over time, Georgie and Mandy grow not just as individuals, but also as partners who are learning to understand and support one another in new ways. Their love doesn't conform to any ideal or perfect version. Instead, it adapts to the challenges they face, from financial struggles to health issues to the strain of balancing intimacy with individual autonomy. The series highlights how both women must learn to adapt and compromise in order to make the relationship work, but it also reveals that they are allowed to make mistakes along the way. In fact, it's through those mistakes that they learn more about themselves and each other. What makes Georgie and Mandy's first marriage even more remarkable is its unapologetic embrace of the flawed, less-than-perfect moments that make up real life. The show isn't afraid to address the mundane, the awkward, or the uncomfortable. Whether it's a poorly timed joke during a dinner party, a disagreement over the best way to decorate their apartment, or the very human struggle of forgiving one another after a big fight, every moment is treated with respect and authenticity. Viewers aren't expected to believe in a perfect version of love. Rather, they are invited to witness the beauty that comes from vulnerability, imperfection, and growth. The narrative structure of the show is also noteworthy. Rather than focusing on episodic storylines that neatly tie up every loose end, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage plays with time and perspective. Episodes often jump between the present-day challenges the couple is facing and flashbacks to moments in their past, whether it's their first meeting or the awkward stages of early dating. This non-linear structure allows the audience to see how much the characters have grown and how their understanding of love and commitment has shifted over time. It's a refreshing change from the predictable plot lines found in many romantic comedies or dramas. At its core, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage is a celebration of the less-than-perfect people who are making it work, one step at a time. It's a show for anyone who has ever questioned whether love is supposed to be easy or flawless. It's a story for those who understand that the beauty of love lies not in its perfection, but in its ability to evolve, grow, and endure through all of life's messiness. And perhaps most importantly, it's a reminder that imperfect people, like Georgie and Mandy, are still capable of having the most beautiful, real, and meaningful relationships.